Hello and welcome to The Signs of Tarot. My name is Michelle. I'm an intuitive tarot reader from Las Vegas. Welcome to the channel. I am doing a collective reading. It does not matter what sign you are. If you have stumbled upon this particular reading, you are here for a purpose and a reason. It doesn't matter what your sign is. These are intuitive messages that I have been trying to get out all morning. Literally, this is the 20th take I have done on this video. I have a brand new cat. Her name is Lily. She is amazing, extremely spiritual. She feels things, she knows things, and she will not let me get these messages out. She has jumped on this table 20 times and has ruined every time I try to do this. Now, a normal person would say that's a sign to not do this reading. I feel like it's a sign that I must do this reading. There are messages that need to get out for someone in the collective, so I'm going to move forward. Do me a favor, take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. Just know I am a raw and real tarot reader. I'm not a puffery tarot reader. Messages come through and I need to get them out. Do me a favor, go down to the comment section. Leave me your city, state, or country in which you're watching this. I love to see how far and wide YouTube gets these messages. Okay, I'm diving in. Your opening card is the Weeping Willow. A card of loneliness, a card of solidarity, and a card of pause. It is the Weeping Willow out of the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle deck. I compare it to the traditional Rider-Waite of the Hermit mode. It's taking a moment where you step back and you ask the question, why? More so, you ask the question, why me? And then you ask the next question, what's next? The Hermit goes into Hermit mode as the teacher and emerges the wise principal. We go into Hermit mode as the student, as somebody who is seeking learning, an answer, a vision, a plan, and a purpose. And we emerge from Hermit mode with that understanding. A wise old man, a wise old woman, a wise soul, ready to conquer what our next steps are for our path. That's what the Weeping Willow represents in the Wisdom of the Tree Oracle card. It is time of solidarity. Now, there are certain people who love being alone. I'm one of them. I listen to my voice, my heart, and my soul align when I'm alone. All of my answers come in the silence. But there are other people who don't feel so comfortable being alone. When they get into this mode, they want to pad a ton of people in their life. I'm telling you right now, take a moment of pause. Get off the hamster wheel. Get out of the rat race. It's okay for you to take a moment to think, to plan, to rejuvenate your soul. And that's what that card talks about. There's a harp in that card. Harp is the musical instrument of the angels, but it's not playing right now, it's dormant. So that card definitely means music matters to you, or music matters to somebody that you might have tapped into this reading for. Music, lyrics, perhaps the hurts of a song connects with you, and here she goes again, that you need right now. Perhaps there's a song that triggered this hermit mode in you. Perhaps there's a song that's coming on the radio, or when you're working out at your yoga studio, or on an elevator, or in a grocery store, that's really going to connect with you. But hermit mode is a beautiful thing. Yeah, sometimes it's scary. Sometimes you feel that nobody understands you. Sometimes you feel that you can't express yourself. It's all a part of our learning and our growth process. We head right into the second card, which is the snail. And the snail in my literary symbols card, very important to me. You may or may not know this, but our inner eardrums are in the complete shape of a snail. So when I get that snail card, it talks about hearing your inner voice. It goes perfect with the willow, with the harp on it, listening to music and listening to your inner voice. The snail, which is forward facing in that particular card, tells me you are going to hear something, whether it's your inner guides, whether something comes to you in your sleep, or again, maybe you're going to connect to music. You are going to hear something that really ignites almost an epiphany of where you need to be and what your next step is. Okay, I'm gonna move her now. We've had enough entertainment. I refuse to do this video once again. So here we go. All right, sorry about that. You got some entertainment with my cat. She's my new cat. My daughter brought her home from college and left her with me. So I have a new cat. All right, diving back into next to the snail is the moon. Now the moon talks about deception. The moon, very connected to the water signs Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Sorry, I'm getting my cat out because I'm not doing this video again. The moon connects to Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. That doesn't have to be you. It can be in your chart. It can be for somebody that matters to you. But the moon, right now, we're just coming off of that super blue full moon. And we are heading into eclipse season. We have a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse, and an annular eclipse. It's really going to be fascinating, the amount of energy that's going to be raining down to us from the cosmos. And it's going to affect us. At the end of the day, we know the moon is affected dramatically. It dramatically affects our tides and our water. The oceans rage, the tides change. We're 92% water. Of course the moon affects us. So with the moon card, next to the snail card, next to the weeping willow card, to me it talks about a moment in time where you sit back and reflect and you ask yourself, am I lying to myself? Am I in the right relationship? Am I in the right job? Am I on the right path? Am I giving my time, energy, love to the right experience? Okay, that's one message. The other message is simply, you're going to hear something that's going to trigger you. Whether you overhear a phone conversation, whether you overhear a regular conversation, with the snail into the moon, there's going to be something that was hidden from the surface that comes to the forefront that you're going to hear. Now, I'm a very now tarot reader, so whenever you hit this video, this is when you're meant to get this message. This is not going to happen months from now. This is going to happen in a relatively close amount of time. A week, 10 days, 2 weeks. There really is no time in tarot, but the hair on my arms is standing up and I know that this message is going to come through. You're going to hear something. It's going to reveal information that was previously hidden to you. Now, it's going to hurt. That's why I see a little bit of loneliness happening with that harp on the riverside underneath that weeping willow. There will be tears when you hear this. You may hear of somebody who is sick that you loved, that you didn't know was sick. You may hear that somebody else got the job you were hoping to get. You may hear, and this is kind of resonating with me, you may hear something that makes you understand that somebody wasn't truthful to you. And I think this was somebody that mattered to you. Could be somebody you're dating that you overheard, they were seen with somebody else, or that somebody saw them with somebody on social media. So I just need you to brace yourself for whoever this message reaches to. This might be a lonely time for you, but it is a time of reflection. And some of those times where we step back, go into hermit mode, because something on the outside forced us to go into hermit mode. We were hurt, we were devastated, we heard news that hurt us, we were made aware of a lie, we were made aware of a lie by omission. Something in the outside source comes to you, hurts you, and you take a step back. But understand, this is spirit divinely guiding you to take that step back. You see, this is the one thing I know since I stepped into this very deep metaphysical space the last 7 years. The universe has a plan. We are not privy to that plan, but we have to just trust in that process of the plan. When things come into your life to hurt you, when people come out of your life or into your life for a purpose, when lies are revealed, when deceit and betrayal are revealed, they are revealed at that moment in time for a purpose. Why are we here? We are here to live our best life ever, to be an amazing asset to our planet Earth, to share in love of humanity, to give love unconditionally to those around us, to give love to the people we love, and to give love to the people we don't know who need our help. Collectively, We are here for a human experience that bonds us all together. It's unfortunate that in this 3D, we get hurt along the way. It has been a treacherous year for hurt in the collective. As a full-time tarot reader, I read between 30 and 40 full-time people in my studio a week. I also do special events here in Las Vegas, all over the city, at hotels in Las Vegas, at different restaurants in Las Vegas, at a beauty bar group here in Las Vegas. What has been at my table this year is unprecedented, of the lies and deceit that people were put through. And I am convinced by the end of this year, which is the end of the 2012 12-year cycle, we will be heading into 2024. This is designed to shake us up, clean out the negativity, the pandemic, the politics the last few years, the Me Too movement, the everything. It was designed to shake us up so that we care more, we love more, we love unconditionally, and more than that, for the empaths who migrate to this channel, and most of you are empaths, it's time for us to take a little bit of a stand, to no longer be a doormat, to allow people into our life to hurt us. That is what a big channeled message for somebody that needs to hear this. It's okay for you to step back into weeping willow hermit mode. Be cognizant of the music you're listening to. Be cognizant of the music that the person you care about is either playing or performing for you. There is a hidden vibration within that music, or hidden lyrics within that music. With the snail card, you are going to overhear something or hear something that deeply resonates with you. And with the moon card, that whatever you hear may reveal something that was previously unknown for you, that's going to rock your world. And not sure it's going to rock your world in a happy rockin' world place. Just got to keep it raw and real. Diving into the traditional tarot, I have the Six of Pentacles. Typically that card to me is an equal give and take. He is standing between two people holding the Libra scale of balance, giving money to one, but not giving money to the other. Now, what does that mean? Maybe one needs more and somebody is giving to you more, or maybe you're giving to someone more than they are giving to you. But I'm really getting a very eerie feeling with this, and I have to keep it raw and I have to keep it real, that somebody is giving to somebody else and you don't know. And possibly that's what you're going to hear with the snail and the moon card, that possibly somebody that you love is investing their heart, their emotions with somebody else right now. And I hate to say that as we go into the Nine of Swords, something that you've known. It's something that your intuition is trying to break free, but you're blocking it because we don't want to know some things sometimes. The Nine of Swords keeps us up in bed at night with anxiety, depression, sadness. But more so, swords are all about intellect and communication, and quite frankly, the internet. This Rider-Waite deck was created in 1908. We are now 2023. We've taken some of the symbols of those cards and we have adopted them into our 2023 present tense. To me, swords are about the internet. Did you see something on the internet that is keeping you up at night? It's also about electronics. Did you hear something? Did you read a text? Did you see something? Was there an email or a text inadvertently sent to you that should have been sent to someone else that revealed a hidden secret that you weren't prepared to get, nor were you prepared to hear? That somebody that you care about is giving to someone else. Okay, in the world of work, it can also play out as well. You have overheard that the promotion or the position that you want is being given to somebody else, and you had your heart set on that new experience for your life. Okay, put yourself where it belongs. In the center of our reading is the Chariot. It reminds us to remain balanced and to understand that rejection is God's protection designed for redirection. The first time I heard that, it really connected with me. It is not being rejected from you. The universe is taking that situation or that person out of your life because the universe sees things that we don't see. Perhaps if you went along that path to that job, you would have been stuck. There would have been a brand new boss coming in a month later that you didn't get along with. You could have eventually gotten fired. We don't know what we don't know, which is around the corner. So you have to understand that when things are hit your way, there's a purpose and a reason for this. And maybe that's the lesson that you are meant to learn within hermit mode. The chariot is a very fast moving card. So that tells me things are moving quite quickly in your life, okay? If this is a relationship and you are in a relationship and you heard that there was cheating or betrayal or lies within this relationship, you move quickly. You don't hem and haw. You don't look for forgiveness. You don't look for somebody to make it up to you. You're out of here. And if it's a job that you didn't receive, you start retracting yourself and saying, is that the job I really wanted? Was that the promotion I really wanted? Maybe this is a time and a sign for me to continue working at this company, but go back to school to get a different skill because there's something bigger or more important that I want to pursue. The Chariot is the fastest moving card in the deck. It is steady, okay? Let me also tell you about the Chariot. For me, that's my spiritual religious card, that perhaps you are reviewing the religion that you were raised with and you have some questions on whether or not that's who you want to be in the second page of your life. Now, next, the Ace of Pentacles. Something very slowly is coming into your life that's going to change your life. Pentacles typically are money and career, but for me, it's time. For me, it's absolutely time. The universe is giving you this beautiful time for you to reflect, to redirect your life right now in hermit mode with the weeping willow. I keep being drawn back to that harp and back to the snail throughout this reading. Maybe it's time for you to learn how to play a musical instrument. Maybe that's the grounding source your soul needs to learn how to play the guitar, play the piano, play a flute, play drums. Maybe it's your time. If you've always wanted to play an instrument, now's the time to do that. Okay, but the universe with the Ace of Pentacles is bringing you a brand new start right into my favorite card of the deck, the Three of Wands. Now, I could go on and on and on with this particular card, and I will. If you have stopped by my channel at all, you know, to me, the tarot journey is modeled completely. Let me rephrase that. The Rider-Waite came out in 1908. The Wizard of Oz came out in 1938. The Wizard of Oz modeled itself based upon the hero's journey, of the fool's journey in the world of tarot. It's the absolute mimicking. And if you want to have more on that, go into my playlist. I have a Wizard of Oz playlist that you can find that talks about different Wizard of Oz connections with the world of tarot. But the Three of Wands is that beautiful. It's that moment where Dorothy steps out to the yellow brick road for the first time on her own, absolutely needing to make every single decision by herself. She is not in Kansas anymore. She cannot rely upon Auntie Em to answer her. Now she's by herself in a strange land, in a strange place, and if she wants to get home, she's got to put her faith, her love into herself. That is the most self-empowering card in our tarot deck. And for me, I also read things very differently. It's the only time a protagonist is looking into the sun. The sun's not behind the protagonist. We know the journey ahead is not going to be an easy one. It's called the dark night of the soul. It's looking at ourselves, retooling, figuring out who we want to be, who we are, tackling childhood traumas, tackling hurts, tackling pain. Instead of running away from people who have hurt us, addressing it. Instead of running away from things that make us afraid, we address it. It's that person who's afraid to swim, who just says, one day I'm going to jump in water and I'm going to make myself swim. You know the journey ahead of you is not an easy one, but when you get out onto the other side, it is the most miraculous feeling on the planet. I'm very blessed. My dark night of the soul was 6 years. I'm finally coming out of it. It was the most painful experience of my life on so many levels. The hurt and pain that I experienced with the people I love the most is something that I will be forever changed. But I pulled myself out of that rabbit hole. I crawled myself out of that rabbit hole. I shut my profession of 25 years. I started my tarot world, and I'm on a magnificent, beautiful journey. And the people that are entering my life, both professionally and romantically, are the people that are meant to be in my life. The Three of Wands talks just about that. Something I want to show you about this card. Sometimes we need to leave some stable things behind. Unfortunately, we cannot take everybody on our future journey with us. Can't. There are people who come into our life for a reason and a season, We learn from them, and we give them growth as well. It's an equal give and take, and then we have to move on. Certain people will be with you for the rest of your life, and certain people will be a portion of your life. You have to understand and discern the difference as we move into the sun. A beautiful new experience. Now I have the Ace of Pentacles with the Three of Wands looking out over the horizon for something new into the card of birth, the sun, clarity, very opposite of the moon. I have the divine couple here in our reading here, but very opposite of the moon. As you embark upon this journey, as you embark upon this dark night of the soul, as you move forward into learning who you are to be your greater self, here's the baby, the birth of a new you, the happiness, that giddiness you feel with wonderment, excitement, naivety. I love this for whoever this is resonating with. This is an entire rebirth of who you are. And then we end our reading here with the apples, full apples, but it's a card that has the same meaning. Hope you guys can see this. We have to leave very structured things behind. Sometimes it's a city, sometimes it's a former relationship, sometimes it's friendship, sometimes it's a way we think, a pattern of our behavior, so we can embark upon the dark night of the soul. This talks about the same thing. The apple cart is filled. We have different colored apples, but in order for you to pick up that apple basket and move forward, we have to leave some apples behind. Some people, some situations, some patterns of behavior, some ways that you have once thought were the ways I have to do things need to be left behind so that you can live your absolute best life ever. The sun is all about honesty and clarity. To recap, I believe somebody is leaving a world behind of deception because they hear something either through music or a phone conversation or an electronic source or through the internet that really breaks them. But it breaks you momentarily and temporarily. You go into hermit mode and you realize, was that person the right person for me? Was that person really going to create the greatest life for me? No, it's time to leave them behind. Same thing for a job. If somebody was overlooked for a promotion or overlooked for a job that they really had their heart set on, it'll give you a moment to say, was that really the place I was supposed to be? Hermit mode is beautiful. It takes a lot of courage to go into hermit mode, to go in and ask, who am I? Where am I? Why? And really answer those questions. But we emerge wiser, smarter, gentle, and able to move forward. This card was on my floor. This was the very first tarot deck I learned from over 30 years ago. It's the Four of Wands. Twin flame, 1111. The Four of Wands to me are the four legs of a table that equally standing make a table extremely balanced and sturdy. The Four Wands also represents a home and security. This entire experience that you're going through for whatever person in the collective I am reading for right now is absolutely divinely guided for you to redirect your life into the most stable, happy, honest place you could be. Yeah, it's gonna hurt along the way to get there. Dorothy meets a witch. We don't just walk along the yellow brick road with everything happy. There are obstacles in life, and you will face them going through this dark night of the soul experience. But I promise you, from somebody who's survived it and lived it and is flourishing on absolutely every level, it's the greatest experience of my life, and I only wish that for you. Namaste.